So the political advertising spend will be extremely strong this year, which is a midterm election year. And of course, it will be even stronger in 2024 for the next presidential election. Linear TV and OTT will receive the majority of the spend, and this will increase pressure on inventory. Facebook will also continue to see increased political spending, which will cause CPMs to rise. So the general election is November 8th. The political window is 60 days prior to that. And the reason that the political window is important is broadcast stations offer candidates the lowest unit rate during this period of time. Any advertisers outside of candidate advertising will pay higher than this lowest unit rate. This same lowest unit rate is offered during the primary window. The primary window is 45 days prior to the primary. Now, the primary calendar varies by state. The first primary election was March 1st in Texas. The last primary will be September 20th in Massachusetts. There is a calendar in the back of this deck that will be shared with you that shows the primary calendar for all the states. So there are 34 Senate races. Every other year, a third of the Senate is up for election. The most contested races will be in Arizona, Georgia, Pennsylvania, and Nevada. There are 36 gubernatorial races this year. And again, the most contested would be Arizona, Georgia, Kansas, Michigan, Nevada, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. And all 435 House seats will be up, and there will be that many House races this year. So in 2020, for the presidential election, there was $9 billion in spending. For 2022, for the midterm elections, we expect that number to be almost as high as the 2020 spending, reaching close to $9 billion. The political spending will vary by market, but the top 5 markets will be New York, Los Angeles, Atlanta, Phoenix, and Philadelphia. This is not just for candidate advertising, but also issue advertising. So markets like New York and Los Angeles, being the biggest media markets, will see a lot of spending for those issue ads. Now, issue ads are not offered the lowest unit rate. The candidates are. So OTT inventory was not as big during the last presidential election, but we do expect it to be very big this year during the midterms. And it is anticipated that $1.5 billion will be spent in OTT. 82% of spending will be done on video. That's comprised 51% of broadcast television, 14% cable and satellite, and another 17% on OTT. This 82% spending on video will increase CPMs and inventory pressure. We also expect spending to go up on Facebook. You can see how much money was spent, $636 million were spent in 2020. We expect that to go up to $675 million for this year. So just to review some social media political ad policies. So as mentioned before, Facebook and Instagram does allow political advertising and will be the most used out of all social media. Snapchat also allows political ads if they have a disclaimer that says paid for by. Twitter, TikTok, and Pinterest do not allow political ads at this time. So just some takeaways and things to be mindful of this year as you are planning your media. Be aware of those election dates and the political windows that I mentioned earlier, the 45 days leading up to the primary and 60 days leading up to the general election. If at all possible, avoid the last 2 weeks leading up to those elections on local broadcast TV, cable, and Facebook. This is when candidates spend the bulk of their dollars. Secure video inventory early. Local broadcast TV and cable are the most affected by political spending. So if you can place early, you will most likely receive the lowest rates and the best chance for your inventory to clear. But there will be increased CPMs across linear, CTV, and OTT. Sports and sponsorships are guaranteed to run since packages are not affected by lowest unit rate. So consider, if you can, placing some of these sponsorships. Also, consider a channel shift. So avoid the clutter that was mentioned earlier by shifting some of your dollars to channels that are less affected by political spending, such as radio, out of home, and print, or possibly where political advertising is banned, such as Twitter, TikTok, and Pinterest.